Hello and welcome to City Architecture CAD tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you some hidden tools that can be very useful in your modeling or drafting in Revit. This tool can be very useful in saving you a lot of time and effort while modeling or while trying to create presentation drawing in Revit. These two are not easily seen or very much known, and I'll be taking you through showing you these particular tools and how you can easily use them to save time and to make your work much more presentable. So let's begin. So the very first tool I'll be showing you in Revit is the copy to clipboard tool, and this tool can be very helpful if you are trying to copy a certain element from one view to another in Revit, and you just want to do it and in a split of a second. So where can you find this tool? You have to go to your modify panel, and imagine if I were to copy a particular element in my project from one view to another. Let's say from let me go to the paint floor of this particular project, and I will try to copy a certain object here and paste it in another view. So let's say I'm copying this particular element here, this table and some chairs. I'll copy it and then go to this particular point here. As you can see here, if you point it to it, this is the copy to clipboard tool. So if you click on it, certainly that element that has been selected in your project will certainly be copied to your clipboard. And the next thing you have to do here is to go to the particular view when you want to paste this particular element. Imagine if I were to paste the element that I copied to the clipboard here. All I just need to do is to come to this point again and go to the paste. Now there are certain options here. There is the paste from clipboard. If I use this particular tool here, I will have to manually paste it or manually click where I want to drop that particular object I've copied to my clipboard. But here there is align to selected levels. If I'm going to use this, I will have to select the level where I want to paste that particular object. Now there is the align to current view. Now this is the particular one that is going to be helpful here because I'm already at the view where I want to paste. And now there's align to same place, align to picked level. I'm going to paste to current view, align to current view. And you can see the particular element that I copied to my clipboard has automatically be pasted at the same spot where it is in that level on that floor. This is where it is, and this is where it has been pasted. So this particular tool can easily help you to imagine if you have clone plans. If you are working on a high-rise building and you have cloned floor plans, you can easily select your windows, your doors in one particular floor and then copy them to your clipboard and then paste align to any of the views that you want to in your project. The second tool I'll be showing you is the cut profile tool in Revit, and this particular tool is very useful while detailing or while creating your section. The cut profile tool basically alter the profile of your model element, your walls, your floors and other models that you have in your project. And imagine if I wanted to create imagine if I want to create a cutout that shows the connection between the floor and the wall, just like this in this particular section. This particular section was created using annotative elements. So what you are seeing here was created with lines and not necessarily in model form. So if I was going to create a call out, let's say of this point, and I go to my view and I create a cutout here, and then go to that particular view, this is how it is. So the detail element will not be shown on this view because they are only visible in that particular view. However, if I were going to, if I had the need to show further details in this particular call out, imagine if I were going to create a beam to serve as a connection between the floor and the wall, the particular tool to use will be the cut profile tool, which is just below the remove hidden lines tool. So this is what this particular tool is useful for. So if I pick the tool, for instance, and then select one of the options here, edit face or boundary, I'm going to use the first, the boundary between faces, which means the boundary between my floor and my wall, and this is the point I want to edit. So I'm going to select here, this is the boundary, and I'm going to be taken into the sketch mode. So here I cannot sketch the line for my beam, which is connecting the floor and my wall. So I'm going to say let's say the beam is 150 mm deep and the width of of my wall. So I'm going to just end it here and then escape and then finish it. So you can see the wall has been shortened and there is now a profile connecting the floor to the wall. If I want to see much of the details here, I'll have to come down here and set the detail level to fine. So you can see the floor, which is made of concrete, reinforced concrete, and there's this beam of 150 millimeter deep. So this is how you create details in Revit without necessarily using the annotative tool. So let's use the second option, the edit face option. This is quite similar to the boundary, but here we'll be editing a face. We have a face here, we have the floor, and then we have the wall. Imagine if we want to edit this, we'll click on the face, we'll be taken into the sketch mode, and then we can just sketch whatever we want to sketch on it. Let's say like this, like this, like this. We cancel and then we okay. You can see my wall profile has been edited. Now a quick thing here, this cut profile is not really going to affect the model in itself, as in the model will remain as a full solid model. This cutout will not be there since it's there is no reveal or any void cut on this particular wall. So this is so you can see the usefulness of the cut profile tool, and it's quite very useful if you know how to use it, and you can easily use it to detail. You can use it in your section too, and basically anything that you've cut, you can always use the cut profile to edit the profile that is shown to in the view port. So the third tool is has to do with graphics in Revit, and although this is not so important, but it could be useful for your presentation work, and it's basically in the view command bar down here at the bottom of your Revit interface. And first of all, here there are different detail level you have to set your work to. So I'm going to set it to fine here, so that what I'm going to do here can show very well. So I'm going to try to alter the graphics of this particular view, this elevation, and how I will do that will be on this particular tool here. There's a sub tool called the graphic display option. The graphic display option is kind of hidden unless you come here, and even most persons they come to this part, and the only thing they go to is either to set their view to wireframe, or set their view to shaded, or set their view to consistent colors or realistic. So they really do not go to this particular tool here, the graphic display option, and it's a very useful element in Revit. If I click on it, I'm going to be taken to this box, this dialog area, and there are some options here that could totally alter the view of totally alter the outlook of this particular elevation view. And imagine you want to make your drawing in a sketchy format, made for just a preliminary presentation and whatever. This is where you can easily do that. Every view in Revit has this particular option, the graphic display option, although the different factors available may be different. There are some, the background is not available. For plants, for instance, the background will not be there, the photographic exposure will not be there, the lighting will not be there, but some other things will be there. So here, this is for the elevation. So you can see the style is shaded. I can easily change it here to any particular type that I want. So instead of being shaded, I can set this to hidden line, and here I can smoothing lines with anti-aliasing. Here just to make the view the lines smoother. And the silhouette here, the silhouette, you can set it to any line type. You can change it. The silhouette is just the edges of your work, the edge line, the line defining the edges. Imagine this drawing was to be totally dark. The line define the shape of this particular elevation will be the silhouette. So I can set it to a particular line. If I set it to a block line, the lines will be very thick, but I'm just going to leave it as none. And then I'm going to set the shadow. There's what we call the ambient shadow. It's the type of shadow that well, it's not the major shadow, but it gives your work a kind of a shaded, a black and white shaded outlook. That's what the ambient shadow does. You can also decide to show the shadow if you like, but I'm just going to turn on the ambient shadow and leave the cast shadow, the main shadow. And then the sketchy line, you can see this is where you can enable how the sketchy feel of in your work. You can enable the jitters. The jitter is just the roughness of the line. If for at the moment the jitters is at 0, which means the lines, every line here in my elevation view will be straight. But if I decide to make it if I decide to increase it to like 1, the line accuracy will be altered. So normally if I want to create a sketchy field, elevation or plan, I usually set it to I think around 3 in terms of the jitter, but the extension I set it to around let's say 6. The extension just when 2 lines cross, they will extend beyond each other. So that is what the extension is. And then the lighting, you can decide to set lighting if you want, the ambient light, the shadows and whatever, but here this doesn't really matter. What another important area you can set is the background. I usually set it to a gradient if I want to create a sketchy field. And then once you've set these particular properties, you have to apply them in order for it to be the default setting on your particular view. So if I apply, you can see my elevation has been changed to a sketch form. You can see the lines are now jittery, and there's an obvious extension of the different line, the vertical and the horizontal line, beyond each other. So if I decide to make the silhouette here, let's say block line, and then apply it, you can see how thick my line have become. Although this is not really what I want. I want to make the line a little thick, but not so thick, so I'll make wide lines. Apply. So this is it. And then if I want to cast shadow, apply. So shadow has been cast on my drawing. You can see. And just like I said earlier, this is very helpful if you are just going to create sketchy drawings and using the Revit tool and the Revit software. And it's where you can do that is on the graphic display option. So anytime you want to try this out, you can always come here and do some settings, and your visual your drawings will become much more interesting and a little unique than what is just obtainable in the default Revit viewport. The last tool I'll be taking you through is the visibility graphic override tool. And this particular tool is very useful in controlling what is displayed in your viewport. Take for instance this particular view. This is a plan, and there are a lot of elements that are being shown here, and if I had the need to hide some elements and some category of components, let's say the topo surface or the vegetation or any other particular element in this plan, I'll have to use the visibility graphics override tool. You can find that here under view and here, and you can, once you click on it, everything available in that view are all contained here, and everything that you want to be displayed in the viewport are all checked. There are about 4 categories here. You have the model categories, you have the annotation categories, you have the analytical model categories, you have the imported category, and you have the filter. You can see here there is already some elements that are turned off. The split level project, this is an imported CAD data, and is on at the moment. And if I want to remove it, since it was used as a guide, I will turn it off, or I will just override the turning on and override. But normally here, so imagine if I wanted to turn off the topography, I can just turn it off here, and when I apply, topography will be turned off. You can see the topography is off, but I do not want to do that, so I will leave it on, and then I will just turn off the vegetation, here. Landscape, the property lines, and all the rest. By turning off the site, everything is turned off. Although you can turn anything off here singly, the landscape, the path, the project base point, this is already turned off. The property line and whatnot. So this is where you can control what is displayed on your view and what is hidden. And this visibility graphic override is very important if you want to depopulate your view. If you want it to be, let me apply so that the topo surface can be back on. So if you want to reduce what is shown, this is where you come to, and the shortcut is you type in VG as a command and you can easily get it. It's called the visibility graphics override for any view that you want. So anything that is overridden here, if you turn off anything here, it's not going to affect any other view. It only affects a particular view. So this tool can be very useful in just totally turning off a single element, a category of elements, whatever you like to do in your particular viewport. So it's very and it can save a lot of time. So imagine if you were going to turn off the topo surface, you have to select them and select the vegetation singly and whatever, but you can easily do all that by just going to your visibility graphic override, VG, enter, or you can go to your viewport, the view menu, and you can select it here, visibility/graphics, and everything will be displayed. Everything contained in your project will automatically come out. The windows that are in your project that you've used, the opening and everything will all be there. So that is that about the visibility graphics, and that is that for this particular video tutorial. If you found this video very useful to you, you can always hit the like and subscribe to my channel to be able to see more helpful videos like this in the future. Of course, I'll be posting a similar video in no distant time. Thanks for watching.